beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we talk all about starting a business, running a business, and growing that business, as well as how to get money for that business and all of the things in between. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, click like, it's free, comment, and share the video to someone who may need this information as well. So today we're getting into what you need before you launch your business in 2023. So what are some of the things that you should think about before launching your business in 2023? We all know that starting a business is sometimes not very easy. Sometimes it can be very simple. It just depends on what it is that you're going into. So there are a few things that I think are very important when you're going to launch a business. Some of the things that you need to do before you launch. So number one, and I have my list up here because I don't want to forget anything, but number one is basically your why. What is your goal? Why do you want to even start a business? Is it a hobby that you want to turn into a business? Are you passionate about this business? Are you looking for financial freedom? Are you looking for just freedom, period? Like you just want to do what you want to do on your own time and how you want to do it. You want to spend more time with your family. Why is it that you want to start a business? For me, I started my candle business because I absolutely love candles. I literally burn them in every room. But I did notice, burning my candles, some of them, they use paraffin waxes and different chemicals. And I know some people will kick me and say, paraffin wax isn't that bad. To me, I think it is. So, and I've done my research and I've looked up, certain amounts paraffin wax is not good. So anyway, I didn't want things burning in my home that were toxic. I also noticed that there were reactions in the dog that we had at the time, and it was irritating to our children. So I just needed to make something that I felt was more clean. So I found the cocoa apricot wax. I found the natural fragrances. I began using the wooden wicks. The wooden wicks, actually, I use those instead of cotton wicks because it's a more natural material. I have nothing against cotton wicks as long as they don't have like that zinc core or anything in there, because I will use cotton wicks at some point. But the wooden wicks, they're soothing. It's like you come home from a long day, or maybe you had a lot of errands to run and you just want to relax, or you just want to go take a bath and just like wind down. When I light that wooden wick and I hear the crackle, it is just so soothing to me. So I really love that. Also, most importantly, the reason I started my candle business was because I wanted to be a part of the change and not the problem. And I noticed that I would buy so many candles and I have all these jars, and I didn't want to throw them away because a lot of them were just really pretty. So I would keep them in a little basket. And then I had jars on top of jars, and my husband was like, we got to do something with this or get rid of them. What are we going to do? And so I thought, okay, I'm going to create a refillable candle model because I don't want to have to continue to throw away these beautiful vessels. I just want to continue to reuse them. So that's where all of that came from. And I absolutely love making candles. I love it. Now with my other businesses like, wire stitch, my t-shirt and sweatshirts, I just wanted to make comfortable, t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies that actually said something that had meaning to me. So like female CEO, I consider myself a female CEO, or, minding my black owned business, or, I have one that says expensive with a barcode because, not only do I like expensive things here and there, but I think my time is expensive. I think it just says something for me. So when I see that shirt on somebody else, I'm like, okay, I get you. I see what you're trying to say without actually saying it, So Wired Stitch was built off of, expressing yourself without having to say it. You walk in a room and people see your shirt and they're like, oh, that's what you're about. Okay, I get it. So that's why I created that one. And that one will expand. I'm not heavy on social media with that one. I still get my orders, it works out well. And I like creating the different sayings, but I wanted to go further. I want to have like stuff like this, like Hanifa. This is a Hanifa dress, and I love Hanifa. She's a black designer. I don't consider myself a designer, but I know I like cute stuff. So I want to have stuff. Look how big the sleeves are. I want to have comfortable stuff, all of that. Like, I'm passionate about it, but you know, my candle business is #1 right now. And then I have the beard oil business, which I'm actually passionate about as well, because my husband has his beard and it's a long story. And then I have government contracting, you know, and then I have the Amazon FBA, but those things are not really a passion for me. It's just a way for me to add on to my streams of income to make sure that my family is set. So know your why. That's gonna be first and foremost the most important thing. Then number 2, what product or service do you want to sell? Are you offering a service or are you offering a product? All of my things that I sell are product based. I love products. I love making products. Like, that's just my thing. I don't really necessarily have a service to sell. I could sell a service if I wanted to, if I created, you know, I don't know, a business in a box type of venture where people come to me and they pay a fee and I help you start your business from beginning to end, and basically all the things in between, kind of like what we do here on this channel. I could do something like that. That could be a service. I could go out and help people do candle testing. Like, that would be a service. I could do candle making classes at people's houses. That could be a service. Like, whatever you want to do, whether it's product based or service based, as long as it's your expertise and you know that it's something that you like. When I make candles, I don't feel like I'm working. I have fun. It's good. It's cool for me. But if you're doing something and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, then don't do it. So know what you want to sell next. And then, you know, after you figure out what you want to sell, look at the market. Who is your competition? That's number 3. So number 1 is your why. Number 2 is your what. What are you going to sell? Why do you want to start the business? 2, what are you going to sell? 3, know your competition. Know the market. Who's out there? Who's selling the same product or service that you are selling? And is it saturated? You know, is it room for you to come in and, you know, stand out? How does the competition look? Who is your biggest competitors? Make a list. Who are my top 10 competitors? Go study their Instagrams. Go look at what their consumers are saying in their posts. Go look at their website. Go study the product. Look at everything that they're doing that you feel like, okay, I offer something a little bit different, or, you know, their business may be like for candles. Maybe it's more farmhouse candles. Mine are going to be more luxury. So this is what I need to do. And just research the market and know who you're competing against so that you can have a leg up with that competition, you know. And then number 4, I talked about this in a video a long time ago. Who is your ideal customer? Who are you selling to? For therapists, you're going to be selling to people who need some help, need some assistance, need some advice. Maybe they're going through something, they're stressed out, maybe they lost a job, maybe they lost a kid. Like, I don't know what's going on in their life, but that's going to be your customer. People who are kind of going through things and looking for, you know, an outlet, someone to talk to. So that's going to be your customer. For me, for candles, my particular candles, since they're luxury candles, I've noticed that I have a lot of customers with disposable incomes, and they like luxury things, and they like, you know, the wooden wick candles. And so I've noticed that, because when people come in to purchase my candles on my Shopify site, you know, they have their profiles and you can see kind of what they're purchasing. And then when I go look at some of the competitors that, you know, candle companies that are luxury that have been around longer than mine, I go look at their Google reviews or reviews at, you know, Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom to see what the customer is saying. And most of the time, they don't care how much the candle costs. They just want to know that it lasts long and that it smells good, you know. And so those are my type of customers, and that's what it is. They're willing, more than willing, to pay $60 for a candle. They don't care. And then I also have the customer who cares about the environment. They are happy that I have a refillable model. They're really excited that I use wooden wicks, you know, that I use cocoa apricot wax, because believe it or not, some people have allergies to soy. I found that out when I was working the market. So just figure out who your ideal customer is, and when you're doing your research on your competitors, you can go look at the comments in the Instagram account and see what type of community it is that they're building, what the comments are looking like, and if anyone is saying what's important to them or not, and just go from there. So then number 5, this is another huge one. After you decided your why, your what, you know, who your competition is, and then who your customer is, then you want to know, how much is it going to cost for me to start this business? Who is Charlie barking at? If you have a dog, I love him, but he barks way too much. I mean, anything going past the window, or if somebody's coming over, even if it's somebody that has been to my house 20 times over, he's still going to bark. And it's so convenient that he begins barking when I'm doing a video. But I digress. I guess whoever he was barking at has already passed. So startup costs. How much is it going to cost you to start this business? In my prior video, I gave you a bunch of businesses that you can start, and some of them you could start with $0, and some will take $1,000 or more. It just depends on what business you're starting. For my candle making business, it cost me quite a bit in the beginning, because I had to go through the testing phase. So when you're testing, you're buying all kinds of vessels, all kinds of waxes, all sorts of wicks, different sizes, wooden wicks, cotton wicks, you know, 8-ounce jars, 12-ounce jars, 2-ounce jars, tins, and coconut apricot wax, soy coconut wax, beeswax, and you're just testing. You're buying, you know, different fragrances as well, and it just costs a lot of money to go through the testing phase. So I think the most expensive part was finding like packaging, like boxes and stuff like that, because when you order samples, especially from China, they're charging you $50 to $80 per sample, because they're customizing. Like for this box, I'm trying to find a new box supplier. So this box here for my candles, like, I love it. It's cute. I like how it opens, you know. I want to do something different, because the wooden wick boxes, the linen boxes cost, what, $4 a box? And I can get something like this from my supplier in China for like $1.50. So, I mean, you just have to figure out what it is that you want, and it's gonna cost money to test it and to perfect it and to get it right. That's why applying for grants and the videos that I've posted to help you with that cost is great, so you don't have to spend money out of pocket or take out any sort of loans. So just know what your startup costs are going to be. Look at everything from, you know, applying for your LLC. What's the fee for that? What's going to be the fee for all the materials you may need? Do you need a website? How much is that gonna cost on a monthly basis? Do you need programs such as Planoly to help you with your social media? Are you gonna have to hire somebody to do artwork for you? If it's a service-based business, are you gonna be posting courses online? If so, what site are you using, and how much are they charging you to host your course? Because sometimes there's a charge for that. If you're a therapist or you're offering beauty services, you need an actual facility. Are you just going to rent a booth, or are you going to look for those salon style buildings where you just get like a small space inside of a building that has multiple businesses that offer services? Like, how much is it going to cost you to start your business up and get it running? Just make sure you know that, and make sure that you write everything down so you know what you're looking at and how much money you need. And so the next one, how are you going to market your business? There are several ways. We know the most effective way is going to be social media. And then I found that word of mouth is extremely effective, because I've done markets for my candles and people will come back and find me at the market and say, oh, my sister or my friend told me about your candle company. I walked in their house and I smelled, you know, the scent, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's phenomenal. And so they would come to me and purchase the candles or come to my website or whatever it may be. So word of mouth has worked. Getting marketing materials. So let me see. I'm gonna get this for you. This is what you would call a marketing material. Like, do something like this. Offer your people codes, you know, thank you for purchasing from my business and stuff like that. And you know, go from there. Those are marketing materials. And then also advertising on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, posting videos, and trying to be consistent with that. And if you cannot be consistent with that, then try to hire somebody to help you with that. There are so many places where you can find content creators that will do this stuff for little or nothing. So go that route, but just know how you're going to market your business. After that, you want to make sure that all of your what do you call it, documents and registrations and all of that stuff is in order. So as I've said many times before, make sure you have your LLC, your EIN, your business bank account, your Duns and Bradstreet number. Make sure you have all of those things in order, and make sure you've registered with your state if you need to before you start your business. And after that, you want to make sure that you secure your presence on social media. It's going to be important to know that whatever business that you're starting, you can get the name. So I wrote Candle Co. I had to make sure that I could get it on Facebook, on Instagram. I had to make sure it was available via domain. I had to make sure that the name was available when I submitted for my LLC. So just make sure all of that is available for your business, so that you're not creating these pages and then you have to have so many different names. I was upset that for some reason I did stuff wrong, and I created I Wrote Candle Co. for Facebook, and then I had to shut it down because something got locked out, and then I had to change it to I Wrote Candle Company. So now it's I Wrote Candle Company on Facebook and I Wrote Candle Co. on Instagram, which sucks, and I'm trying to figure it out. But just make sure you're able to get those names so you don't have to split stuff up. So for me, those were the most important things. Just to make sure you take the steps, do your due diligence, research, make sure you have everything done before you start your business, before you launch your business. It'll make it much easier for you, and you will thank me in the end. So thank you so much, beautiful people, for watching this channel. I hope this video helped you. And if you have any questions about starting your business, or you need me to elaborate on some of the things that I mentioned today, make sure you comment below. As always, subscribe, like, comment, and share the video with someone who may need this. Until next time, loves. Bye.